Good morning. Good morning. It is 3:05 a.m. I am on my way to the gym right now. It is, when I got up, I went and said my prayers, and it's funny how sometimes I'll have this real conversation with God. Like I'm sitting there and I'm talking, and I'm just like, so I'm feeling this way and I'm feeling that way. But this morning I was like, God, you know what? Sometimes I really I trust you. Like, cause when you talk to somebody, you have to have you got to have a sincere conversation. It can't be fluff. It can't be, there's nobody there. Like, who are you showing out for? It's you and God in this quiet place having this conversation. So really, who can you front? Who? If he knows your heart, anything outside of that is an insincere relationship. So I really just say, you know what, God, initially I said, I don't know what's going on. Then I changed it up because that wasn't real on my heart. I said, here, God, understand something. I trust you. I trust you 100%. Like it's a rare circumstance that I fear tomorrow. It's a rare circumstance that I fear what's going to happen next. My biggest thing has been not having the necessary tools to be the kind of man that I know God has called me to be. Because he gave me kids, he gave me a wife, he gave me clients, he gave me responsibilities. So when he gives me these things, he gives them to me with a certain level of expectation. And sometimes I fall short. Especially as a parent, I fall short. So I would say, especially as a parent to Malachi, I fall short. Especially as a husband, I fall short. And I say, God, I know what to do. But you know what? I just sometimes don't want to do it. You ever heard somebody say it's easier to just be evil or mean? Sometimes it's almost easier for me just to be mean or standoffish. That's why everybody in my house thinks when I get old, I'm going to be the old ornery man. And because they say that, I fight against it because I honestly, it's hard to be an old ornery man when you're floating around the world, traveling, seeing everything you ever wanted to see. Because that's the goal. That's the vision. If I don't have the Bugatti today, I know that I will have the means and the finances to travel this world. Because I can be in a brand new car traveling the same old blocks. Or I can get on an airplane and see what God really built. So I have these prayers with God, and I say, hey, I don't know. I don't know my purpose. So I just ask. Just show me my purpose. And the same goes for you. When you talk to God, it's a very simple process. Just ask him. Seek his face. Ask for what you want. It shall be delivered. Have expectation. Right now, when we did our mid-year review, our quarterly numbers, our in real estate and our business, and we had to track our consistency over the past 6 months. So from January to July, we had to track, or January to June, we had to track our consistency. And I'll tell you, I was pretty consistent with with the level of business that I did. Now, I can tell you last year, I had a great year. And I'm on track to do that same thing. Matter of fact, this is last year's. When I look at it, there was no consistency in my production. I had no understanding or expectation of what I could expect. That's not the same thing this year. I know exactly what's going to happen each and every month. And just as sure as I can look at that paper and I can see that last year isn't the same as this year, and that this year is more consistent, that's the same way that I have a conversation with God and I say, God, thank you for the consistency. Now add to it. But when you want to get added to, understand something. Don't think you special and that you should just get extra because you asked. What are you willing to do? And when I asked that same question of myself just a couple days ago, the answer came back, you have to get your broker's license. You want to make more money? You want to have a better business? Then take up your value proposition. Stop asking for more while either trying to do less or doing the same. Because with more comes more responsibility. Don't ask for something you're not ready for. Because even though you may be fooling yourself, you can't fool God. He opens up doors when He knows you're ready. And not a moment before. Because He already knows. So just have a real conversation. You can sit down and try to do the thee and the thou and the whole King James version of it, but my suggestion is just sit down, have a real conversation, just say, hey, big fella, my God, with reverence, this is where I'm at. He knows. But just like any good relationship, He wants communication. He wants to build rapport. He wants to know that you trust Him enough to open your mouth and speak. And if you can open your mouth and speak to a stranger or some earthly body who can't do nothing for you, you surely should be able to open up your mouth and speak to the Creator. Because that's what He's here for.